Okay, I'm gonna create a custom image of Windows 11 so you can remove any apps that you don't want installed or any programs. You can add the drivers ahead of time so you don't have to install them after Windows gets installed. Download all the updates from Microsoft and have them pre-installed. So the first thing I want to do is create 2 new folders. And I don't rename them, I just keep them 1 and 2. And then what you want to do is go to Google, go to Windows 11 download, and that'll take you to the Microsoft website. It's free to download Windows 11. Click on download, it'll open up this media creation tool. Click on that, and it'll accept the agreement there, and it'll download Windows and create an image for you. Now I uncheck this because it'll give you every copy of Windows 11 Pro, Home, and then you want to create an ISO file and put it in the first folder. Tell it to save. And then you just wait. Okay, and now it's created an ISO of Windows 11. Click that. And I'm going to be using NTLite to do all the stuff to custom build it. And to do that, you're going to need 7-zip installed. So you'll have to go on the internet and get 7-zip and install that, because you got to be able to unzip files, as you'll see in a minute. Alright, so you open this folder and there is Windows. You right click on it, show more options, and there's 7-zip. Tell it to extract here. And close that and see it extracted Windows. And now that I don't need that anymore, so I'll just dump that. Then you close that. Open up NTLite. And then up in the upper corner here, add directory. Point it to that folder. Select folder. And see now it's loaded Windows Home. That's the European version. Single language education, Pro and Pro. But we're going to do Home. So just double click on it. And then just keep that version of Windows, not all of them. And now it'll mount the image. Okay, and now it has the image of Windows Home mounted, so you can customize it any way you want, really. And the first thing I do is add all the updates, latest online updates. Put a check mark in all of them. And then put them in queue. And there they all are. They'll all go in there when it installs Windows. Now the drivers, I'm going to be using this version on this computer. So I import from host. And that's all the drivers that are already installed on this computer. It puts them into the install. Even the video drivers, the NVIDIA drivers are in here. And I don't really do anything in the registry. I just leave that alone. And then I go to components. Click OK. Go to apps, and now I can uninstall or have it not install all the apps that I don't use. So like Cortana, Feedback Hub, Get Help, Family, News, People. These are all stuff that I never use. Sticky notes, what to do. Let's see, snipping tool, tips, and the clock. I don't even know what that clock is supposed to be doing. Windows Terminal, I don't use that. And I don't have an Xbox, so I get rid of all the Xbox stuff. Okay, so now it won't install any of that when it installs Windows. And then you can go into hardware, go into drivers, and uncheck any drivers that you don't want it to install. And I never do anything in features. Okay, then I go to settings, desktop. I like to customize my desktop. I like to have control panel on my desktop, so I enable that. I like to have my computer on the desktop, so I enable that. Desktop icon size, I make them small, they're too big. And then you go down, I don't do anything in services. And then you go down to unattended, then you got to enable this. And I'm going to add a local account because it's going to install as a local account. So I'll type the name in. Okay. Now I always change the time zone. It defaults to Washington. And then username, that's me. And then skip online account setup, Microsoft account. Click true. And then I always skip the wireless setup. You can set that up after it's installed. So click true on that, and then it won't do any of them too. And then I go to computer name. Put that in there so I don't have to change that after it's installed. And that's it for that. Then you go to apply and then click on create ISO. And then I always change the name of this. Windows 11 Home. Tell it to save it in the second folder. Then I change that name. Windows 11 Home. Alright, then you go up here and tell it to start the process, and it asks you to shut off Defender, but I never do. It doesn't seem to bother it any. But you might want to do that if it's interfering with it. Okay, and there it is. It's done. Now it integrated updates from Microsoft, removed components, configured settings, integrated drivers from this computer, created an ISO. Now you shut this down. Now you're going to have to install it, so you're going to need to make a bootable flash drive, a USB flash drive to install Windows. And I'm going to use a program called Rufus to do that. And go in Programs, Rufus. Now this will create a bootable flash drive. Make sure I'm at the right one. And there's Windows 11. Open it up. Start. It's going to erase everything on the drive. Okay, and there you have it. Custom built copy of Windows 11 ready to be installed on a computer, which will be the subject of another video.